Okay, about specification grid of science subject prescribed by CDC, uh, that is already given by the our well-known Bhavani sir. So I am going to facilitate you in chemistry subject. You can see on the board the question patterns that will be asked in SE examination from the chemistry part, as well as the chapters included in this part. The total full marks for chemistry part will be 22. You can see the different type of questions and the number of questions with their marks. 1 mark type of question, there will be 4 1 mark type of question, whose total marks will be 4 into 1 4. Similarly, there will be 4 2 marks type of questions, total marks will be 8. Similarly, there will be 2 3 marks type of questions, which full marks will be 6, and there will be only one 4 marks type of question, whose full mark is 4, and the total full marks that I have already told from this chemistry part will be 22 marks. Now let's come to the chapters included in this chemistry part. You can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 chapters are all together there in chemistry chapter. First chapter from the chemistry is classification of elements. Similarly, we have chemical reaction, acid, base and salt, some gases, metals, hydrocarbon and its compounds, materials used in daily life. So these are the 7 chapters that is included in chemistry part. Now directly we are moving towards the our first chapter. Okay, the topic of our first chapter is classification of elements in Nepali तत्त्वहरूको वर्गीकरण. In this chapter, we'll know about periodic laws. Similarly, Mendeleev's periodic table and modern periodic table in detail. You know that there are more than 100, that is 118 elements which are already discovered. So the individual study of more than 100 elements would have been very difficult, so that those elements were classified in different groups and period according to the similar characteristics of different elements. They are classified into different groups, so that the study of each and every element would have been easier, faster and more convenient. First of all, the Russian scientist Dmitry Mendeleev, he had classified 63 elements at his time, so that the study of elements and their characteristics would have been easier. So first of all, now let's talk about Mendeleev's periodic table and his law. Okay, first of all, Mendeleev's periodic law. Mendeleev had classified 63 elements into different groups. He made 7 periods and 8 groups in his periodic table. He arranged those elements according to the increasing atomic masses. So, Mendeleev's periodic law states that the physical, I'll write here, the physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. This law is known as Mendeleev's periodic law. So, from here you can know that how Mendeleev classified or kept or arranged the elements in his periodic table. He arranged the elements on the basis of increasing atomic masses of the elements. That means the elements having less atomic mass is kept at first, then serially the elements having more atomic masses. Now, there are some merits as well as demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table. First of all, let's know about some merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. As you already know that Mendeleev had arranged the elements according to their increasing atomic masses. This is Mendeleev's periodic law, which can be asked in SE examination for 1 mark type of question, knowledge type of question. Now, let's know about some demerits. Demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay, dear students, let's see some merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. The first merit of his periodic table or advantage of his periodic table is that he had arranged the different elements in a scientific way for the first time. So what we can write here, he arranged the elements scientifically and systematically for the first time. He arranged the elements scientifically and systematically for the first time, due to which the study of each and every elements became easier and more convenient, because he arranged different elements according to their similar characteristics. Another thing is that you can see in your book also, he left some gaps there in his periodic table for the some elements which is going to be discovered in upcoming future. That is his so in number 2, he left some gaps in his periodic table, so that in future also some elements will be discovered and they also have to keep in some place according to their characters. So merits number 2 is that he left some gaps for the elements knowingly that in future other new elements will be discovered. So another merits of his periodic table is that he classified the elements making 7 periods and 8 groups. That means he classified the elements in different 7 periods and 8 groups. So these 3 points can be taken as the merits or advantages of Mendeleev's periodic table. Now let's discuss some demerits of his periodic table. Okay, so we have point out three merits or advantages of Mendeleev's periodic table. Number one, he arranged the elements scientifically and systematically for the first time so that the study of elements became very easy and convenient. Number two, he left some gaps in his periodic table knowingly that in future also some other elements will be discovered, and the result that we all know that at his time there were only 63 elements. Now we have 118 elements. Similarly, number 3 was he classified the elements into 7 different periods and 8 different groups. Now, after this, we will discuss about his demerits. Let's come to the demerits, that means these advantages of Mendeleev's periodic table. There are many more disadvantages of his periodic table. Number one, the position of hydrogen is not clear. That means he could not give the proper position for the hydrogen. Number one. Number two, there is no any space for isotopes. There is no any space for isotopes. Now, you may not know about isotopes. Isotopes means the atom of an element having same atomic number but different atomic masses. The atom having same atomic number but different atomic masses are known as isotopes, like deuterium, tritium are the isotopes of hydrogen having different atomic masses. Now, number 3. Some elements with higher atomic masses are kept before the elements having lower atomic masses. So, some elements with higher atomic masses are kept before the elements having lower atomic masses. This is also the demerit, one of the most important demerit of his periodic table. For example, let's see two elements, argon, which is also symbolized as Ar, and potassium, symbol K. Argon has atomic mass 39.9, whereas potassium has only 39. But what he has done in his periodic table, that he kept argon before potassium. According to his rule, he should have arranged the potassium before argon according to the increasing atomic masses, because potassium has less atomic mass than argon. But in his periodic table, he kept argon before potassium. So this was our demerit number 3. Similarly, what we can see in his periodic table, that he had kept 2 or more than 2 elements in a same place, in a same box. So two or more than 2 elements are kept in a same place. In modern periodic table, you can see there is separate place for the separate element, but in his periodic table, 2 more than 2 elements, they all placed in a single box. So these were the demerit number 4. Now demerit number 5 is that some similar elements are kept in different groups, whereas some dissimilar elements are kept in same group, which is against his arrangement. That means some similar elements are kept in different group and dissimilar elements are kept in same group. According to his rule, he have to arrange similar elements in a same group, whereas dissimilar elements in a different groups. But what he had done, in some cases only, he arranged similar elements in different groups and dissimilar elements in same group. Now, another demerit that we can see in his periodic table is that there is no place, there is no proper place for lanthanides and actinides. There is no proper place for lanthanides and actinides. As you know that lanthanides, actinides, they are separate two groups where there is 14 elements in each group. So you can see 6 demerits, disadvantages of Mendeleev's periodic table. The merits, demerits, both are the important regarding the examination point of view. Let's one more time summarize it. The position of hydrogen is not clear, that was first demerit. Similarly, number 2, there is no any space for the isotopes. Number 3, some elements with higher atomic masses are kept before the elements having lower atomic masses. I had talked about argon and potassium, that argon is kept before potassium despite of having more atomic mass. Number 4, 2 or more than 2 elements are kept in a single box of his periodic table. That means he made the periodic table a little bit crowded. Similarly, in some cases, what we can see in his periodic table is that similar elements are kept in different groups, whereas dissimilar elements are kept in a same group. And number 6, there is no proper place for the lanthanides and actinides. Okay. Now, dear students, let's come to the modern periodic law. As you have already known about Mendeleev's periodic law, merits and demerits of his periodic law. Now, modern periodic law. Modern periodic law states that it states that the physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. That means the elements are arranged according to the increasing atomic numbers. Mendeleev, he had arranged the elements according to the increasing atomic masses, and many elements were disarranged according to the Mendeleev's periodic table. So that to solve that problem, Henry Moseley brought this law. He arranged all the elements according to the increasing atomic number. That means the atomic number, that means the elements which have less atomic number, that means less number of electron, they are kept at first, and so on in a similar way. That means the elements having more atomic number, they are kept later. This is the modern periodic law. One more time, it is very important question. It is most frequently asked, one of the question which will be asked for you for 1 mark. Remember, the physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. So this is the modern periodic law. According to this law, the 118 elements, they are arranged in a modern periodic table, creating 7 periods and 18 groups. Now let's come to the modern periodic table. Modern periodic table. So modern periodic table is long form of the periodic table. It is the extended form of the Mendeleev's periodic table. We can say the modified form of the Mendeleev's periodic table, where many faults of Mendeleev's periodic table is corrected. Now, modern periodic table has 7 periods and 18 groups. Groups are also subdivided into subgroups like A and B, so that the classification of the elements will be more and more convenient for the study. Now, in a similar way of Mendeleev's periodic table, let's know some merits and demerits of modern periodic table. Now, first of all, we have merits, advantages. Okay, dear students, now let's know about merits, advantages of modern periodic table. Number one, the problem that we have seen in Mendeleev's periodic table due to the atomic masses is corrected in modern periodic table as elements are arranged according to the increasing atomic number. So number one, we can write the improper, or you can say wrong place of some elements are corrected. The improper or wrong place of some elements are corrected. In its example, we can see the position of argon and the potassium. Argon is kept in 18 number, whereas potassium is kept in 19 number. That means argon is kept before potassium because argon's atomic number or number of electron in argon is 18, and in potassium its atomic number is 19. That means they are arranged or their position is corrected according to the increasing atomic number. Now another number 2 is that there is proper position. There is proper position for isotopes. There is proper position for the isotopes, but there was no proper positions for the isotopes in Mendeleev's periodic table. Similarly, number 3 is that metalloids non-metals are kept in a separate groups. This is one of the most important merit or advantage of modern periodic table. Metals, they are kept in left side of the periodic table. Non-metals are kept in right side of the periodic table, and metalloids are kept in the middle of metals and non-metals, creating different groups. Similarly, in 4 we have the lanthanides and actinides. The lanthanides and actinides are kept at the bottom in a separate place. The lanthanides, 14 groups of 14 elements having atomic number the lanthanides and actinides, they are kept at the bottom in a separate place. Lanthanides are the group of 14 elements having atomic number 57 to 71, whereas the actinides are also a group of 14 elements having atomic number 89 to 103. So they have also given the place in modern periodic table. So we have written, we have known about the merits of modern periodic table. Serially, one more time, I am going to repeat. Merit number 1. The improper or wrong place of some elements are corrected. Number 2. There is proper position for isotopes. Number 3. Metals, metalloids, non-metals are arranged in a separate groups, in a separate place also. Similarly, number 4, the lanthanides and actinides are kept at the bottom in a separate place. So, these were the merits of modern periodic table. Now, let's come to the demerits of modern periodic table. Okay, now let's see some demerits or disadvantages of modern periodic table. No doubtly, modern periodic table has many merits, many advantages, but in some cases we can see its demerits. Like number 1, the position. The position of hydrogen, is still controversial. The position of hydrogen is still controversial. That means till now the position of hydrogen is not well defined. Hydrogen can be kept in group first A as well as in group 7A because it shows both the characteristics of the elements like group first A as well as the elements of group 7A. So demerit number 1, we can say the position of hydrogen is still controversial. Number 2, The lanthanides. The lanthanides and actinides are not included in the main body of a modern periodic table. The lanthanides and actinides are not included in the main body of a modern periodic table. Modern periodic table has given the place at the bottom of the main body of modern periodic table to the lanthanides and actinides. They are kept separately at the bottom of the main body of the modern periodic table. That means lanthanides, actinides, they are also the elements, but they kept separately, not including in main body of the modern periodic table. So these two can be taken as demerits of modern periodic table. Number one, the position of hydrogen is still controversial. Number two, the lanthanides and actinides are not kept in the main body of a periodic table. So, dear students, it was the first class of the part chemistry. I think you have got some knowledge from here. It will definitely help in upcoming year SEE examination. Dear students, if you have any problem regarding science subject, you can post your questions or you can write your questions on the Facebook page of Radio Sarangi as well as in YouTube channel of nispakshakhabar.com. So, dear students, this much for today. Stay safe, stay at home. Thank you.